And yes, I am playing No Man's Sky. I'm actually in the creative for No Man's Sky, which, for those who have an exploration mode, I thought I would use this as, of course, Cat's taking his litter box, and he's one of the many things I want to talk about. As this video suggests, there are some things I want to get off my chest, and I know that I probably should save this for my main channel, and I'm going to do a video for my main channel at some point. It's just it takes a really long time on my main channel to upload videos, which is why you rarely see me post to my main channel that much anymore. But those of you that follow me from my main channel over to here, I am going to do that at some point. I am going to start keeping up the backlog of videos, and I'm going to do a video on that, letting people know about, letting them know when I'm going to start uploading to my main channel again. But I think we're going to go into the ocean. I wanted to go into the ocean the last time I was on this planet. So we'll have a...
Extreme radiation detected.
Okay, so we'll go under here and just kind of explore. I'm just going to explore as I talk to you guys. But I want to, as the video says, I have some things I want to get off my chest. And I know that some YouTubers and Let's Players, gamers, etc. try to keep their lives very personal. I'm a very personable person. I don't like bottling stuff up because I did that for so many years that it kind of started to eat away at me. So I'm one of these people that I don't like to keep a lot of my stuff in because it actually hurts me. As humorous as that sounds. Okay, this is way too much water to try to explore. I'll just go on land. But anyway, anybody who watched my last Deadpool episode, if you guys remember, I said that out of respect for my mother, there were things I didn't want to talk about, and that was because my mother, I wanted to wait till my mother had actually decided to tell my stepfather that she wanted a separation, which basically my mother is divorcing my stepfather. And the reason for that is because my stepfather is a very unemotional man. He's very robotic. He doesn't like to share his emotions. And that frustrates me as a man, because how can you be in a marriage and not want to make your significant other feel like they're wanted? And that's not what my stepfather did. He made going on in his life that he just didn't want to own up to. What made it so much worse is he's now starting to get to this point where he wants to start trying to make my mother pay him back for everything that he feels he is owed from the marriage. And that angers me, because he's doing that to deliberately hurt my mother. And it also makes me angry because, you know, he's just being very uncompromising, not wanting to sign a separation agreement. And what are you? Well, okay then. Why not? He's wanting her to... He doesn't want to sign the separation agreement. He feels that he should have everything in the house and we should have nothing. He's just to try to hurt my mother. Our blind dog, Sassy, who we're going to have to probably either end up giving away or begrudgingly leaving with him, he's made the comment to my mother that he'd rather just put the dog down. And I'm trying to find, and I can't take the cat with us to the apartment that we're getting the keys to tonight. And I'm just, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm happy-go-lucky, I'm energetic, but a lot of it is forced energy. I've been, for the last couple of months, very drained and very emotional and just very frustrated. I don't like that for the second time in my life that I have to pick up everything and move. And I'm not saying that it won't be a fresh start, it will be. But it just infuriates me that I have to leave the cat behind, that I have to leave the dogs behind, that I have to leave all these things that I have known. And I realize that with moving and, you know, with life, that things do change. And you do have to adapt to them and you have to move on. But I think for me, being, you know, growing up in a military family, I thought things were going to be different. And what upsets me is that it's not. It's not changing. If anything, it's a lot worse. And I don't like that. I really don't. And it hurts me a lot that for all these years, all my stepfather kept saying was that I never took any never took any initiative to be a man. Well, how can I be a man if you don't want to teach me? And that to me is wrong. You shouldn't tell somebody to grow up just because you don't want to. And I think what really is even more infuriating is because my stepfather and I come from two different worlds, guys. My stepfather grew up poor. I mean literally dirt poor. So I'm understanding of being a little bit afraid of, you know, and wanting to keep as much money as possible, but the problem is what he doesn't see is that he's uncompromisingly not wanting to let me and my mother live our lives. He wants all the finances to go to him. He doesn't care what I do, but he's done nothing but haggle my mother about, you know, $33,000 that he allegedly paid out of his own pocket to help her. I'm going to tell you guys flat out, that's bullshit. Excuse my language to those that actually watch my videos, but, you know, that's an appropriate time to actually, like, you know, call bullshit. And I think what really is not fair to me is that my mother is sitting here, you know, taking this. She's like, you know, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I am trying, but what I don't like, but I'm a very prideful man. Let me get that out there real quick. I'm a very prideful man. So it's hard for me when I feel like I have been scorned by people to not want to lash out or get vengeance or get payback. I know that makes me sound immature, but that's just how I am. So this has been nothing of difficult trying to, I mean, he's not, I make it sound like he's just badgering me and my mother, and he's not. I'm just saying, guys, he's just being an asshole. I mean, he's not trying to physically threaten us with violence. And I'll tell you guys right now, I don't mean to say it live on the record for video, but he lays a hand on me and my mother, he will end up in the hospital. Because I'm not playing that. But I don't know if I'll keep this video up, guys. I'll keep it up for a certain amount of time and then try to remember to delete it later. But I guess I just felt like for those that are going to have the opportunity to watch this, I mean, I'll probably leave it up for a couple of days, just so that way you guys can all view it. But I'm tired, guys. I mean, today I've only got like 6 hours of sleep, and even then, it's not a full 6 hours. I've not slept well. I've drank more coffee than I ever thought that I could in my life, to just stay awake, and just everybody around me, whether at work or among my friends, just they notice I'm not me. And it's got so many people upset because there's a lot of people that care about me and worry about me even when I don't want them to, that, you know, are just devastated that I have to go through this. And I know most of you are watching just like, Steve, why are you talking about all this? It's like, can we just enjoy the gameplay? Well, the gameplay is to supplement, you know, me talking. If you guys enjoy the gameplay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying the No Man's Sky gameplay and trying to ignore what I'm saying. But I'm talking for me, guys. I'm talking to get all this out, because it's weighing on me very heavily. So my mother and I are going to get the keys to the apartment tonight, and we're going to try to move a couple of things over there. And next Wednesday is when we'll start officially living there. So I figured, guys, that this would probably be the last. So probably for a week or two there won't be any like new vids that will come out. So I just thought that I would not only talk about this, but I also want to talk about, guys, that I'm not only moving to a new apartment, my mother's not only divorcing my stepfather, and the agonizing frustration that it's causing both me and her, but it's the emotional weight as well that we have to give the animals away. I don't want to get rid of Stormy. Anybody who's seen my videos, you've seen Stormy. I don't want to give him away. But the apartment complex that we're in, it wouldn't be fair to go to the vet and declaw him, because our options are either declaw him or give him up for adoption, because he's a digger. He likes to dig into the carpet. And the landlady just said that she replaced the carpeting in all the apartments, and that just, my mother and I can't afford to be like trying to get new carpet. So I've been very belligerently hateful towards my stepfather as of late. I'm not actually saying anything to him, but when I say belligerently hateful, I mean I'm blaming him for the fact that I have to change my life, change the things that I do, because he doesn't want to be a man. And that to me is not right. You know, that to me is not right. You know, I shouldn't have to compromise, guys. Like, I really shouldn't, but I understand kind of maybe the why. It angers me because I have had so many, I mean, I could tell you guys stories about the things I've gone through since I was a kid. But I'll spare you guys the details, but I will say, if you've watched a lot of my older vids, I was beaten up and bullied a lot when I was a kid. And I had a lot of adults tell me when I was a kid that I would never amount to anything. You know, nobody really believed in me. So it was very frustrating and very, saddening that yet again, as an adult, a 30-year-old man, I have to re-experience a part of my childhood that I thought that I had finally left behind. I'm not saying that with my stepfather it was the perfect life, but it was a life, is what I'm saying. So, and also thinking about the fact that I'm turning 30, guys, it's also the fact that I'm being reminded, guys, that I'm turning 30 next year. And I realize for some people it's like, oh, well, 30 is not that big a deal, Steve. Yeah, it's not. I'm not making a mountain out of a molehill, but I'm just saying, guys, that, turning 30, I think, has opened my eyes to the fact that, I have so many things that I want to achieve, that I've been trying to achieve the last 4 or 5 years, that it's now become more prominent to me to get those things done, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, but I'm just clarifying. Now, what is this? Sorry, I got caught up in listening to that, but guys, I am gonna make it. I'm not going to sit here and say that I won't. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not reluctant to wanna go through with all this stuff, but I also understand that it's how it is. See, I like his ship. His ship's cooler than mine. But I'm going to stick with mine. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's a pretty game. Can you blame me for being stuck up on the game and, like, being mesmerized by it? But no, guys, I'm gonna make it. I'm very positive that I'll make it, but right now this is just, it's difficult and frustrating for me because I don't like that I have to, at least in my eyes, sacrifice so much stuff. And I know that makes me sound selfish. Anyway. Sorry, I'm looking at all the new options and stuff that what the. Well, apparently I earned a new milestone. But, guys, I'll be okay. I'll be fine. But I am just very tired and very frazzled, and just in general, I'm pretty distraught by a lot of the things that are happening behind the scenes, but I'm not going to get into too much personal detail, and I feel like this video's gone on longer than it really should had. I was expecting to just explain things for a couple of minutes, and also I think I've hit all the keynotes that I really wanted to anyway. But I mean, turning 30, it is something for me to think about. Not to mention, guys, that I'm having to help my mother through all this. I feel bad, I really do, because I know that she's really trying to not just break down and just have a conniption. Lord knows I'm trying not to either. But such is life, guys. We all have a cross to bear, and in my case, it's a pretty heavy one. As I said yesterday at work to, a close friend and coworker, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And mine right now feels like the heaviest. But it'll be what it'll be, guys. There's not much I can say or do. But I love you guys, and I love you guys enough that despite some of y'all just going, Steve, we're here for the gameplay, that, I bare my soul because I realize some of you out there may be going through the same thing, and some of you may actually care. If you're going through the same thing that I'm going through, I mean, luckily for me, I know I'm 29, so it's like I can deal with it, but it's just the emotional weight of it. But to kids that are younger, to me, it's always like, it's sad to see. Okay, whoa, where am I going? Okay, whoa, where am I going? I'm trying to go down here. I don't know what the game was doing there for a second. And swoopty. Yeah, I always feel bad for kids that go through the exact same situations and things, because it's just heartbreaking to watch kids not be able to... I discovered a glacier planet. It's always hard for me to see kids go through that, because I can remember how ugly my mother and my father's divorce was. But anyway, guys, it's getting close to 30 minutes. I wasn't able to express the things that I wanted to really express, but I'm okay with that because, I hit a lot of the key points. I'm moving, probably going to be a week or two, maybe longer, for vids to come out. It's going to take a while, and you know, I'm hoping that this is for the best, guys. I really am. I'm hoping it'll all work itself out. I mean, I'm glad I don't do face cam because, you know, tears are kind of semi-streaming down my face, and I'm trying to hold back, not just breaking down on video, on camera, in front of you guys. But it's been difficult, and I know that it's like, well, Steve, you know, you're a grown man, this is life. Yeah, but I'm a very compassionate person, despite what people say. You know, I'm very empathetic. You know, I very much pick up on emotions, and I'm very in tune as a man with my emotions. I'm not one of these, oh, you know, I'm not a pansy. No, I hate guys that do that, and I hate fathers that teach their kids that. I'm not saying don't make your kids tough. Make your kids tough. Make them prepared for the real world. But don't, as a man, make your son not be allowed to express his emotions when he gets frustrated, when he goes through hard times. But you want him to, but you also want to teach him that he needs to be tough for if something happens to you, and to take care of his or her mom or siblings. You know, unfortunately, my father, being active military at the time, he wasn't able to teach me a lot of these values, so my mother had to not only teach that, but I had to get a hard knocks education on that myself. And I think I turned out okay, but you know, I will make it through this, guys. I'm not saying that I won't. I will. It's just going into the beginning phases of here, and everything that needs to be done that I should have got done, I didn't, because I wanted to delay the inevitable. You know, I'm not saying that that's not right. It was definitely a selfish decision, because now it makes things harder for my mother. But I just didn't want to think about this, and I still don't. But now I don't have a choice, and I think I've done okay thus far in trying to do the right thing. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to get a lot of this stuff off my chest. I wanted to talk about it. I hope that you guys bared through a lot of this. You know, I'm sorry if you guys were watching, if you saw, ooh, Steve's playing No Man's Sky, and then you're listening to me talk about divorce and acceptance and moving forward in life. You know, but just know that I love you guys, and if most of you guys watching or will watch this are going through the same thing, or you're having the same thoughts about not only your parents, but you know, also thinking about the issues of, you know, like getting older and living with a lot of regrets, or feeling like time is slipping by you at such a fast rate that you feel like you're never catching up. Don't really concern yourself too much with it, and I'm going to tell you why. I was told that I was bullied, picked on, kicked around, spat on. Teachers didn't believe in me. Teachers told my mother that, you know, I would probably end up becoming a ward of the state if she passed away. Guys, I'm now 29, going on 30, and although I don't have much experience with it, I have a comic book, maybe possibly two if it gets done, added to my name. I've met a lot of, you know, professional wrestlers, legends in the pro wrestling industry. I've met people in comics that I've admired. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them just like, you know, okay, kid, move on. But I've had all these experiences, guys, and some of them good, some of them bad, but they're nevertheless experiences that have shaped who I am in the last couple of years. I thought I would never achieve anything because I spent many years believing and doubting myself. And the last couple of years, when I finally gained more confidence in myself, the doors of opportunity in my life just came busting wide open, and I've never been happier to have some of the opportunities, at least the good ones anyway, to be able to do the things that I do and meet the people that I've gotten to meet. So if there's anything to at least end this, tirade, this sad tirade and this sad declaration, is you're going to go through hard times. And you're going to go through very trying times. And you're going to deal with things that you don't want to deal with. And sometimes it's okay to delay the inevitable, but eventually it's going to be there, and just like I'm going through right now, you're going to have to accept that. You're going to have to take those steps forward. You're going to have to go outside your comfort zone. You're going to have to go outside of yourself and what you feel comfortable with and what you know you don't want to do, and do it. I don't want to give away the cat. I don't. But I take comfort that I have people that know people that are either pet parents or work in shelters that will find a home for him. Doesn't mean it won't hurt me emotionally, but I'm confident enough that things will work themselves out for the good for everybody. Even my stepfather, even though I have burning vengeance and poisonous anger towards my stepfather, I hope that in the next couple of years it finally clicks for him that he was the cause of his problems, not his dad. Because he grew up not only poor, but he grew up with a very abusively alcoholic father. And God love his mother, I love his mother. But, my stepfather was always considered the black sheep of the family. All his family stayed, and he doesn't talk to his family much. Then again, I'm one to judge. I haven't heard from my dad, my stepmother, or any of that side of my family for a long while. And I was amazed at Christmas that they sent me cards and everything, despite me telling them how I really felt as a man. I would love someday before my dad passes to at least make reparations and at least one last time visit my dad. I'm not saying, I've learned to move on from the things my dad did to me. And I think my dad is at a point where he's still a little bit prideful, but he's also open to the possibility of trying, at least in his later years, to make amends. So that's my advice to most of you guys. Especially those of you that are my younger viewers. You don't have to forgive it now, but forgive it later. And anyway, oh my God, we're 35 minutes. I told you guys I was going to end it at 30. I am so sorry. I was looking down and gathering my thoughts because I really wanted to make it very constructive and a little bit motivational and encouraging. And then I looked up, I'm like, oh crap, 35 minutes. Almost 36 minutes. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to stop the video before I start rambling on more. Like I said, I just wanted to get a lot of this off my chest. But I love you guys. I will see you guys another time. If you're like me and you're trying to fight the good fight, keep going. Try not to get broken. Lord knows I'm almost broken inside. But I'm enduring. So I will see you guys in the next video.